Hey guys, wanted to do another shave video. It is hot here. It is in the triple digits in my neighborhood, my backyard. So I am doing a very cooling blue shave today. I am lathering up with some Kramperts Finest Frostbite menthol soap. Not the coolest soap on the market, but it is quite cooling. Mentholated soap. Doesn't have a bunch of other stuff in it. It's mostly just focused on the menthol. Lathers up easy. I'm using this Samog 2000 bore knot. I got this a while back. It's my first bore brush. I started with synthetics, using mostly only synthetics, but I'm really liking this. For some reason it's shed a couple little hairs today. I don't know why. But, yeah, lather it up. Lather it up, lather it up. I hope everyone's doing well in the summer heat. Let me get some of this out and get this lather going. Oh, look at all that good stuff in the container. I like to run my fingers around the edges and get that good bit of lather out of there. Use it. Why just let it dry up? Why not use it right now? Why not? Ooh, slick. I'm going to put this in my salsa bowl and get it going. I know a lot of people don't really like to bowl lather, but sometimes I like to bowl lather when especially this Kramperts. I don't use it that often, so it helps to have a bowl, for me at least, to dial it in, dial in the water. I got a little bit of proto lather in it. Started with a wetter brush. I just kind of, when I was soaking it, I just kind of, dropped the brush and, just the weight a little bit, knocked some of the water out, but it was a little damp. It wasn't a very dry knot, and I soak it while I'm in the shower, so it's plenty hydrated. Hope everybody's doing well with this summer heat, enjoying their summer weather. And if you're not, I hope you have AC, or at least a decent swamp cooler from my friends down in the south. I like their swamp coolers. I don't mind swamp coolers. They work pretty well as long as you get a good one. It's got good airflow. The pads are clean. There's some considerations. You put a conditioner in the water reservoir so it doesn't get funky. And I've dealt with swamp coolers before. There are considerations with a swamp cooler that you have to think about. Luckily, if you're not a complete imbecile, you can go down to your local hardware store that's got swamp cooler parts and things like that and work on it, a lot of it yourself. Any regular upkeep. Oh man, look at that. Fluffy. And I'm ready to go. I am not going to even worry about getting too close of a shave, because especially in the heat when I'm sweaty, because I sweat. Grew up in the Pacific Northwest, and living in California, man, I break a sweat real easy, even with the low humidity. I have a hard time with it. Staying not sweaty. But man, this stuff lathers up. I loaded the heck out of it though, so I'm not surprised. Let me wet my head again, just to make sure everything's wet. More hydrated hairs in my face. I don't want to get too close, especially with the heat like this, because if I start sweating, it doesn't matter what kind of product I use, I'll start sweating and I'll get a little bit of irritation just from that sweat. It won't show up until I'm sweating, so I'm not going to worry about a super close shave today. Just take it down and be presentable. You know, that's the main concern. And what am I shaving with today? I am shaving with a Gillette Super Speed Blue Tip. It's a light razor. The handle's aluminum with a blue tip. You can see that tip is blue, and I am loading it with a Gillette Silver Blue blade, and it's the first shave with this blade. But they're good blades. So it's a milder razor with a nice, decent, sharp blade, so I won't have to do too many passes. I can get more done with fewer passes, as is the goal today. So, yeah, if you haven't had a chance to try the Kramperts or any sufficiently mentholated soap, I mean, this is a soap that is unrecognizable as a mentholated soap. If you think like the Proraso Green is mentholated sufficiently, this is a completely different animal. Very mentholated. The whole point of this is to get a nice cooling menthol shave, but not painful, but nice and soothing, a soothing menthol effect, not a jarring menthol effect. I'm just rinsing off the handle. It's a little bit slick. I'm really just going to do my goal with this shave. I've been using that Micromatic. If you guys have been paying attention, I've been really enjoying that Micromatic, that single edge, using the gem blades. Those, some people call them Ted Pella blades, some people call them PTFE blades, because they've got that PTFE coating on them, that Teflon coating. Oh, Jesus, stuff is nice. I just go down a little bit, go against the grain when I'm lathering, just to pick up those hairs a little bit. Do a little painting. Oh, I just remembered something. I was talking to a friend about something yesterday, and I couldn't remember somebody's name, and it just popped in my head. I love when that happens. I'll have to text him later and let him know I remembered, if he didn't look it up himself. Oh, good stuff. Okay, let's get this shave going. Again, I'm using a Gillette Super Speed Blue Tip with a Gillette Silver Blue blade. They're good. Some decent feedback with this razor. I mean, it's not crazy, but it's good. And that's it for that cheek. This stuff will help your sinuses if you've got any kind of sinus stuff going on. You know what, let me get my throat. I'm just going to go kind of with the grain. First pass. Take down some whiskers. I noticed the other day, I was kind of in a hurry, and I didn't get very close to I didn't clean up the edge of my beard right here very well the other day. I noticed that I had some stray whiskers. I don't know how I did that. Maybe I just didn't check it, or I was kind of in a hurry doing my shave. You know, these Gillette Silver Blue blades, if you haven't used them, to me they're one of the best blades that's just right in the middle, just the perfect little zone between sharpness and smoothness, sharpness and comfort. They're an outstanding blade. I know some people really pay a lot of attention to where certain blades are made, and they only like, especially when they're getting into the Russian blades, they only like blades that are made in a certain Gillette plant in Russia. I don't really pay that much attention. I just use what I find works for me through trial and error, experimentation. But these Gillette Silver Blue blades definitely work for me. Okay. I'm not going to go against the grain. I'm just going to go kind of across the grain on the sides and kind of against the grain on the top. It's basically a front to back shave the way I do it. And then the back I do from side to side because that's the way my hair grows in the back. And these blue tips, and most super speeds for that matter, have really good, like, little micro knurling. This isn't the best condition blue tip, but it's very good condition. There's a little bit of brassing here on the safety bar, and but the aluminum's in pretty good condition. I like this razor if I want a mild shave. I could live without it, you know, when it comes to Gillette's. I've got other super speeds. I've got a Black Beauty. I've got a red tip, which I really enjoy. But the blue tip is good. This is a good razor when I want to do a fast, mild shave. Just take it down, be presentable, not have to worry about a BBS. If I want to shave quickly and get a good shave, know that I got a good, close, comfortable shave, I can always reach for this blue tip and know what I'm going to get out of it. I think that's one thing that even the vintage Gillettes have going for them is the reliability. You can put one blue tip next to another blue tip and you don't have to worry about any kind of differentiation, really. They had their quality control down pretty well, even back then, better than a lot of modern companies. Maybe it's pride in product, maybe they just did it right. Figure it's a combination of the two. We don't have that type of marketplace anymore where there's pride in product. You have to go to artisan things. You know, anything you buy in the mass market is meant to be obsolete after a certain amount of time. But clearly, these vintage blades are still standing the test of time. Good for us, wet shavers. Right? Those of us that enjoy vintage products like these razors, vintage hardware. I definitely do. My favorite razors are pretty much my vintage Gillettes and older Micromatics and things like that. I appreciate new stuff, but I really do enjoy just the reliability, the robust quality designs that Gillette was putting out, 70, 80, 90 years ago, depending on the model. This soap has a good residual slickness, so as long as I just went over it, I don't have to worry about any kind of skipping or anything like that. Some of you that are new to head shaving or wet shaving might think I'm going quite fast, but this is a very mild razor. I'm not going fast, really. Like, you're shaving too quickly, you're risking cutting yourself, but I'm really not. Once you get to know these razors and you learn those cardinal rules: light, pressure, light to no pressure. I say shoot for no pressure, because to be perfectly honest, when I first started wet shaving, I didn't know. I thought I understood no pressure. I thought I knew what that meant. But over time, I learned that I really didn't know what that meant, no pressure. The ramifications of using too much pressure. Sometimes all I need to do is, rinse my razor, and just with that wetness on the surface is enough to activate that residual slickness of a lot of good soaps. In my head, I know some people's heads are more sensitive than their faces. My head is much more my head's much more forgiving than my face. So as long as I remember the rules, go light, little to no pressure. I'm going to lather this back up again. Just clean this up in the back. And I'm going to go at a little different angle. Yeah, this Kramperts soap is very good. It's a bit one-dimensional. It's kind of a one-trick pony. It's just menthol. But if you are into menthol and you haven't tried it, this is a fine soap. A few days growth, so gotta take it down. Okay. Let's rinse my cheeks. My hair's done. I'm not worried about getting it any closer than that. It's very comfortable, which I like. Let me wet my throat. Do another pass of Searle on my throat, and then I'll be done. Again, get some more of this lather. This awesome lather. Kramperts. Look at that. I got plenty to use. I got more than enough for a couple passes. See, it makes a good lather. Nice and slick. Now this is kind of, in certain areas it's against the grain, in certain areas it's across the grain. like right around my Adam's apple, my larynx area, right in the front center. It's pretty much against the grain, but once I get to the sides, like a lot of guys, my hair grows, my whiskers grow, like from my, like right there, that little notch right there towards my ears. So kind of like that. So it's hard to get against the grain. It's a funny angle. I'm going to do a couple J hooks right there. Ooh, look at that big old knob of lather. A couple J hooks just to get a little closer, and I'll be done. Then I'll rinse off and I'll do some blue aftershave stuff. Nice and light, no pressure, just let it glide. Let it glide. Catch those little stray whiskers with those, the tips of it right there in the corner of that J hook. Just trim them off. And if I leave something behind, little something here or there, who cares? Can't see it. I'm the only one that knows, and I'm comfortable, so. This is where the mildness of this razor kind of catches up to me, because I've got a sensitive throat, but my whiskers, my beard is pretty thick, but that's plenty close. Okay, I'm gonna pause it, and then I'm gonna do some aftershave stuff, and I will be right back. Okay, just give everything a once over with a nice cool washcloth, just to keep the coolness going. Again, blue shave. There's medicated super hazel, one of my favorites aftershave products. Hitting it, plenty. Hit my throat. I got a couple little weepers, but I don't even care. I don't know why. Could have been a little bump I just ran over. No big deal. It's not a cut, just a little weeper here, little weeper here. There is actually a bump right there. I can feel it. So I had a little pimple or a little bump in the heat. Man, when I was deployed overseas, like when I was in Okinawa, I used to get these heat bumps, and they just drove me nuts. I get them on my legs, on my body reacting to the heat. So, okay, and I'm gonna chase that Thayer's medicated super hazel with the classic aqua velva ice blue. Stuff smells good. Got a nice classic, just men's aftershave scent. Doesn't last too long. And that's it. Feels good. You can see those little nicks, all but gone. So, I hope, as I said, you guys are enjoying your summer, staying cool in the heat. And if you get too hot, consider using Kramperts Frostbite. It's good stuff. And get some good mentholated, whatever you use, get some good mentholated aftershave to go with it to keep that cooling effect going after you shave, because it's really nice to have in the summer heat. So I hope you guys are having a good June, and I'll see you guys later. Good shaves. Talk to you guys later. Bye.